Okay, it's time to start the video.
I need a phone for gaming at 25,000.
Gaming?
Camera under 25. Phones for parents.
Oh my god, what the hell is going on? Everyone is asking the same question, which is the best phone under 25,000 rupees, and the brands are also helping a lot by launching a ton of phones under 25,000 rupees. But with so many phones, you get a lot of options, but it also leads to a lot of confusion. But in this video, I'll be giving you complete clarity on which phone you should be buying if you're into gaming, if you want some good cameras, or if you want good software experience. And I've tested all of these phones extensively, and they're currently at their latest build. So let's start with the best phone for software experience. If you're looking for the best phone for software experience, let's just give them some rest because we have just these three options. There's OnePlus Nord CE4, there's Moto H50 Neo, and obviously the Nothing Phone 3a. Out of these three, I'll only pick one, but I'll also tell you the reasons why I didn't pick the other two. Starting with the Moto H50 Neo. Now this phone has the longest software update and it's also the most feature-rich out of the lot. In fact, it has already received the first software update that has made the phone slightly smoother, but it's still not as smooth as others. It's not bad either, it's somewhere in between. OnePlus Nord CE4 is also pretty sorted, but it has only left with one software update and the app opening animations are missing, which is a bummer. So I'm clearly picking the Nothing Phone 3a because it's not only the cleanest and the smoothest, it is also quite feature-rich with Nothing OS 3.1 and it'll go up to Android 18, which is nice. The one feature that I absolutely loved is the Essential Space. When I started using this device, I didn't think much about this feature, but now it has made the experience so much better. There was this day when I missed a call from my mom and I accidentally took a screenshot of it, and the Essential Space not only saved that screenshot but also reminded me to call her back, which is something I wasn't expecting at all. I mean, it's as caring as my mom. I also like the fact that Nothing has finally added this feature to ask for password every time you try to turn off your phone. This is an essential anti-theft feature, and we all know how fast Nothing is with the update, so I don't think you need to worry about that. Other than the software, the rest of the phone is also very good. The design is pretty attractive, the display is quite sharp and bright, the cameras are also pretty good with the telephoto lens, and the battery life is also 5 to 6 hours on normal usage. Of course, you need to buy the charger separately, and it's also not meant for hardcore gaming, but other than that, the day-to-day performance on this phone is actually very good. So anyone who's looking for a no-nonsense phone with good cameras and great software, I think this is the one they should pick. If performance is what matters to you the most, then I think Poco F6 is definitely a good option for you. The base variant of this phone comes with 8GB of LPDDR5X RAM, 256GB of UFS 4.0 storage, and it launched at 29,999. But right now, you can get it for just 22,999, and if I compare it with any other phone in this segment, this phone is just miles ahead in benchmarks, be it in Antutu or Geekbench. Speaking of the benchmarks, there were some complaints about overheating, and Poco did push a lot of updates to control it, but even in the recent benchmarks, the phone still touches 48 degrees. But the good thing is, heating is only restricted to benchmarks, but in actual gaming, the phone does not even get warm. BGMI got 90 FPS support and it was running smooth as butter, and even in my 30 minutes of gaming, the temperatures were well in control. By the way, these are the gameplay settings that you get on all the popular demanding titles like COD Warzone, COD Mobile, Arena Breakout, and the gameplay was also quite smooth. When it comes to gaming features, they're not as good as what you get on iQOO or even Infinix, but I think Poco should definitely work towards that because a lot of people buy these phones for gaming and performance. And if I talk about the rest of the phone, there's 1.5K AMOLED display on the front, but for some reason, I do not find Poco's display to be as vibrant as others. There's HyperOS 2.0 based on Android 15 and it comes with a lot of AI features, but of course you get a lot of bloatware, ads, and even glass lock screen. The cameras are just decent, don't expect much out of them, and the battery life is also 6 to 7 hours, but you do get a charger in the box. Overall, this phone is just performance, everything else is just decent, and in case you don't want a Poco phone, I have some very nice surprise for you, so stick till the end. When it comes to cameras, these three phones have the most complete camera setup. Two of the phones I've already introduced, and this is the Lava Agni 3. Lava lost the battle quite early because even though it has a good camera setup, it doesn't click, it just faints. And also it's running on Android 14, so can you guys catch? So we are left with Nothing and Moto. These are the camera specs of both the phones. Let's see which one clicks and which one doesn't. Right when you open the camera app, you'll notice that there's no shutter lag on both the phones. Moto used to lag a little, but after the last few updates, they kind of fixed it. But when you switch lenses, you'll see both the phones struggle a bit. Also, when you click a photo, you'll see that Nothing's photo is readily available, while Moto takes its sweet time to process. Let's compare the camera samples from both the phones side by side. In daytime, Moto takes some color accurate photos, while Nothing just misses out on the color. The red is turned into orange in this one, and both colors and HDR is messed up in this one. Apart from the colors, the details are also handled well on Moto. For example, in this photo, you can clearly see the panda on Moto, but it's not as clear on Nothing. In ultrawide, Moto takes better shots with better colors and details, and it also doubles up as macro lens. In telephoto, both the phones take equally good photos in daytime, but Moto lets you get a bit closer without losing details, and in nighttime also, Moto captures much better photos because it has OIS, which is missing in Nothing. In portraits, Moto captures much better skin tone and details, but the edge detection is much better on Nothing. Moto just doesn't like hair growing out like this. In videos, 4K 30 is the maximum you can get on both the phones. Moto lets you do it on all the lenses, while Nothing limits it to the main camera only. In stabilization also, Moto is just better, and this is how the videos look side by side. Overall, in terms of cameras, I think Moto is definitely better than Nothing because it's more reliable. Nothing has the tendency to surprise you. Sometimes it's pleasant and sometimes it's not. But if you want a reliable camera setup, I think you should definitely go with Moto. Other than the camera, the rest of the phone is actually very good with the longest software update, feature-rich software experience. There's 1.5K LTPO AMOLED panel, which is not as bright as Nothing, but still very good. There's also IP68 rating, and it's also military grade certified, so you can be a little careless with it. And of course, it's the only compact phone in this segment, and there's 68-watt PD charger in the box. In terms of battery, it doesn't sound that impressive, but can easily last you 4 to 5 hours on a single charge with light to medium usage. And the performance is also not the best, but it's good enough for day-to-day usage. If you're someone who wants performance between Poco and Nothing, you want camera experience between Poco and Moto, and you want software experience between Poco and Nothing, there's only one option for you, and that option is OnePlus Nord CE4. See, this phone launched at 24,999, but right now you can get it for as low as 21,999 without any offers and discounts. And at that price, this phone brings a solid performance with Snapdragon 7 Gen 3 paired with 128GB of UFS 3.1 storage, 120Hz AMOLED display with good brightness, 5500 mAh battery with 100-watt charger in the box, and a decent camera setup that won't disappoint you, at least in good lighting conditions. The only thing that you should know is that there's only one software update pending and there are no app opening animations, but other than that, this phone is pretty good for most users. Now, if you can extend your budget, you'll unlock yourself a lot more options and a lot of confusion, but I'll help you with that. First of all, there's Realme GT60, which is a very good alternative to Poco F6 because a lot of people don't want to buy Poco. It's in fact better than Poco in terms of software, battery, and even display. The only thing is that you get 128GB UFS 3.1 storage in the base variant, but other than that, it's a solid phone for the price. There's also this newly launched iQOO Neo 10R with Snapdragon 8s Gen 3, 128GB UFS 3.1 storage, 144Hz AMOLED display, 6400 mAh battery with 80-watt charger in the box, and 3 years of software update. The phone doesn't stand out in terms of looks, and the camera is also not their main highlight, but it does take some decent shots. So yeah, that's it from my side. I hope this video helped you pick the right phone. If it did, press that like button, and if you still have any questions about any of the phones, feel free to ask in the comments and we'll answer them. And if you're using any of the phones mentioned in the list, share your experiences in the comments so that everyone can know. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.